and that essentially becomes part of the gift. It's very simple. Let me show you how it's done. We are going to start out using a pattern, a pre-made pattern that has several sizes available, and we are going to make the small size. But once you make one, you can make any size, any style you want, because they're essentially all made the same. So what we're going to do, we're going to start out with one piece of fabric. It is 14.5 inches long by 8.5 inches wide. Then you're going to take some heavy stabilizer and fuse it to the back. That gives your bag some stability and shape. What we're going to do then is take the one long edge, and you're going to sew either a zigzag stitch or a decorative overcasting stitch, whatever you'd like to do to finish the edge. I took a decorative stitch just to make it look a little nicer. Then you're going to cut this in half this way, and what you're going to end up with is this. And you're going to put these right sides together, making sure that the finished edge that you've worked on is together at the top. And then we are going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. And I will sew just a partial seam for you so you get the idea. Now if you have a 1/4 inch foot, this is a great time to use that because it helps you keep everything accurate. If you don't have a 1/4 inch seam foot, please invest in one. It makes your life so much easier. All right, now what you get, once you go all the way around, you're going to get something that looks like this. So what we need to do next is to make our top look a little nicer, so we're going to fold it over. This is the finished edge that we've already done, and we're going to fold this over about 1.25 inches. What you need to do then, and you can just finger press it, you don't need to use an iron, this stays pretty secure. Then you're going to sew 1/8 inch away from the top edge. And if your machine has a free arm, this would be a great time to use that because you can just slide it right on and go all the way around. Then you take the top edge and measure down 1 inch, go all the way around there, and that finishes your top. What we need to do next is we're going to use a couple templates here to demonstrate. We need to give our bag some definition. When you look at your bag, it has a gusset in it. That's what makes it stand up. So we're going to make that next. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw basically squares in each corner. Now these measure about 1.5 inches, and you can use a small ruler like this. And if it's a little bit hard to kind of see exactly where 1.5 inches is, go ahead and take a piece of cardboard, cut it out to the correct size, and place it in the corner, and you're going to draw your squares. And you're going to do it on each side once you have it all marked. You're going to push out the corner, kind of flatten it down, and it kind of naturally lays nice and flat, and you have a seam already drawn by using your template. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the machine now and just kind of flatten it down. You don't need to pin this. This does stay on its own. And you're going to sew to our other side. These lines that we've drawn makes it extremely easy. All right, now that we have our gusset sewn, we are going to turn the bag right side out. And it's beginning to take shape. So we're on our way here. Just kind of push out the corners so that they're nice and sharp. All right, so you have something that it's starting to look like a bag. But what we need to do now, just to give it even a little bit more definition, is we're going to sew each corner. We're going to sew from the bottom of the bag to the top. And what you can do is just kind of pinch the corner, pinch the top, and that should make a fairly straight seam line for you. And we're going to sew just about 1/8 inch from the edge. So you can still use your 1/4 inch foot, but you're not going quite all the way to the end of the foot. And stop just before the edge. Take it off your machine. And this is what the corner is going to look like. So you're going to do all 4 corners, and I have done that on this one. So you end up with something that looks like this. Now the other thing you need to do is just go across the bottom in the same way. You're just going to pinch it, and here this side is not done, so I'll show you. You pinch it like this and then sew a seam right across, and that's going to give it the shape and stability to stand up on its own. So then what you end up with is a bag that looks like this. And you can use a lot of different things to decorate it. This is the really fun part. What we've used is a product called Rag Spuns, which is a fun product that's made here in Wisconsin, so it's locally made. And they have a lot of different options in their designs, which we have shown here. And we just use a fusible web and put it on the back of the design, put our design on, pressed it onto our bag. You then put your eyelets on, 2 on each side, that holds your handles, and you can use anything you want for handles, so you essentially can make it as fun as you would like it to be. This is an example of a larger size, and we used a decorative ribbon for the handle on here and a double rag spun heart to just give it a little bit more brighter look there. And you can also use this bag pattern to do maybe a birthday bag, because like I said, once you've done one, you can do whatever size you want in whatever style you want. It's very, very simple.
And up next, celebrate the season of love with some beautiful new accessories for your home, plus another delicious recipe. Stay with us. We'll be back.